more leads, you get to be picky, equals pickiness. You get higher margins, you get better clients. And oh my gosh, the whole reason for doing something like this is less burnout. You know, you're not burnt out in your business already.
No more burnout, no more fear. We'll build it strong, make it clear. Not just a grind, but a dream that's true. Building a business that works for you.
Hey builders, welcome back to the Builder's Edge. Today I want to talk to you about mindset. The mindset that I hear all the time in the trades is, if I get more leads, I won't be able to keep up. Well, now on the surface, that sounds like a smart concern, right? I mean, you think, oh, that's me too. I think the same way. Who wants to be overwhelmed with more work than they can handle? Nobody. But here's the truth. More leads don't really bury you. More leads give you freedom. Think about it like this. If you go fishing for your family, you cast the net out and you only catch 2 fish in the net, well, guess what you're having for dinner? You got no other choice. You're eating whatever you pulled in. But if your net is overflowing, you throw that net out there, you bring it back in. Maybe even you're going to have some calamari as an appetizer or a shrimp cocktail as an appetizer. You can throw the little ones back and the things that you don't want. And just keep those healthy, juicy ones. So that's what lead generation is really all about. And in this episode, we're going to bust that fear wide open. I'll walk you through why so many contractors worry about having too many leads, and more importantly, how shifting your perspective, that mindset, can turn an overflowing pipeline into the best advantage your business has ever had. So let's get into it. Let's dive right in there. I know what, some of you are thinking, yeah, but if my net is too full, I won't be able to handle it. And that's exactly the fear most business owners carry when it comes to the lead generation. They're not afraid of growth. They know they want to grow their business, but they're afraid of drowning in it. That's understandable, right? And let's talk about that fear. Why this fear of having too many leads? It's probably a capacity fear. Maybe you're imagining more leads with your current system. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't even keep up with what I have. There's no way I can add, 20 more or 30 more leads or even 10 more leads in this pipeline. I can't get to the ones I have and keep up with the work that I'm doing and doing this good quality work. So maybe you've had a bad experience, a past experience. Maybe you've gotten, horrible, unqualified leads, and, you spend half your time just qualifying the lead before you can ever know which ones you're going to go see. Or maybe you've wasted time and money on like lead platforms. They're sending you a lead, you've paid for it, and 10 other contractors in your area have the same lead, and it's such a waste of time on that platform. Another fear might be like the control misconception. Maybe thinking leads are like a fire hose, and all of a sudden these leads are pouring out at you and you can't even turn it off. So that might be several different, maybe you're in one of those patterns. When you think about this, is this where my mind is? Am I thinking in any one of these categories? If you are, let's flip that perspective. Let's flip the script here. So more leads actually means more control over your scheduling, your pricing, and your clients. You're not working for more, you're working better, right? Say no to those cheap, stressful jobs. Those jobs you go to give an estimate, and the first thing out of their mouth is say, well, I'm just getting an estimate. So-and-so gave me an estimate last week for doing the job for this. Can you beat it? That's not your avatar. That's not your client. You didn't spend most of your time in your business perfecting your talent and perfecting your craft and being artful and great at what you do just so you can have somebody looking for the cheapest job out there. I used an analogy just recently in a podcast. No, actually, this was with a group of people. I used the analogy of, your business is like a Rolls Royce, and you don't expect to get into a product if you're choosing a car. You don't expect to get into an old clunker and give it the gas and it go. But you do when you have a nice like a Rolls Royce. You get behind the steering wheel. You expect the drive to be totally different. It's the same with these ideal clients. Your business is that Cadillac. Your business is that Rolls Royce of businesses. That's the ideal fit you want. So you can say yes to these higher value ideal fit projects. No, everybody doesn't have to be loaded with money for you to be able to work with them. Just it fits the ideal perfectly. The right timing, the no pressures, the right characters to work with, the right characteristics of people that you want to work with. And you can raise your prices because the demand is on your side. If you've got it's easy to raise your prices if you know you got 30 other people to contact about doing business with. It's very hard to think of a price increase, even though your product is increasing. It's very hard for you as a business owner. I know I've been there, still going through that. It's very hard for you to think of a price increase in the first place, but it's even harder to think about, well, do I raise my prices when your pipeline is nearly empty or skinny, thin? So scarcity, that puts you in that scarcity mindset. 10 leads a month, 7 are low quality, and you take the 3 that are left. But let's think about this abundance type mindset. Let's say you get 30 leads a month. You take only the top 5 jobs, all better paying and all less headaches. So think of it. More leads, you get to be picky, equals pickiness. You get higher margins. You get better clients. And oh my gosh, the whole reason for doing something like this is less burnout. You're not burnt out in your business already. So how do we make overflow manageable? You're thinking, okay, you've changed my mind about this. I'm thinking about it, but how in the world do I manage it? So there's a few steps here. You want to have three simple steps. Have a qualifying process, a quick phone script. We can make all these, or can be all automated. Have your own quick phone script as well, a great lead form that qualifies, and some sort of automation filter that you're qualifying these leads. When you go to a doctor, and let's say you go into a doctor's office and they ask you, for a copy of your insurance, or flat out ask you, who's going to be paying for this? What's your insurance? Give me your insurance card. If you're thinking about doing a coaching program and you fill out the questionnaire, one of the first things they ask is your income. If you don't have the income to pay for their coaching process or their coaching that they do, you get sent to all kind of free items and things that you can start for free, but you don't even get on a phone call. It's kind of the same pre-qualifying system. People expect it. Don't worry about having it. Build it. It'll work. Also build up a great follow-up system. Make these automated. This keeps you from losing those hot prospects. When you have something that's automatically, while you're on the tool, you're down, got your hands in a mess, and something's just not working right for that day, you don't have to answer these calls. These calls can be automated and booked on your calendar on those time frames when you want to see clients and you want to give your quotes. And this automation keeps them hot and keeps them warm. It tells them you care about their having them as a client, and you're going to have that connection with them, either automated until they can get to you, or straight to you. Create partnerships. So now you have an overflow of leads. And you don't want to just be that guy that just ghosts them, right? You don't want to be that type of business. So create partnerships, pass overflows to other tradesmen, and collect referral fees. You can say, hey, I've got this client, and say, hey, how much would you give me for this lead? And it's another source of income, another way that you feel like you're meeting the need of the client, and you're not just leaving them high and dry, and easy way to manage them. So we have a mindset shift, and here's the bottom line. More leads don't mean that you have chaos. More leads mean more control. They mean you get to pick the client you want, the jobs that pay you what you're worth, and the schedule that works for your life. Don't fear the overflow. Fear staying stuck, taking whatever jobs walk in the door. That's scarier. Fear that. A bigger pipeline isn't a burden, it's your ticket to choice, freedom, and growth. But here's the kicker. You only see that freedom if you've got the right systems in place to manage it. And that's exactly what I help businesses build better systems every single day. So if you're tired of feeling like you have to take whatever job comes along and you're ready to step into this abundance mindset, just head over to D&D Business Systems to do our free business audit. Book that call today, and we'll map out how to turn your flood of leads into the kind of freedom and growth you've been chasing. And this is your edge. Don't waste it. I'll see you on the next episode.